accepting things. And so acceptance isn't something that you just do. It's something that you work at. It's a point you get to. It's not something that's given. You work through it. So you're talking about your relationship to your emotions. Your emotions have a purpose. They emote us. They move us towards life and away from suffering, whatever. And emotions is not the issue. It's your relationship to them, and it's not understanding. There's a formula that Gandhi uses that I put in my book. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So when you have anger, it's telling you something. So you got to listen to it. It's telling you something. But if you say, oh, I got to get rid of it, and I've done this, I call it the 4 A's: awareness first, then the acceptance, which is the challenging part, then the compassionate action. What are you going to do with the anger? And then the fourth one is assessment. What worked, what didn't work, what do I need to learn and practice? And so when anger comes up, you need that anger because that energy is going to help you move, push forward. But it's like martial arts. You have to marshal it and not be identified with it. And that's the thing. What are emotions for? That's what I hear you asking. How do I manage my emotions? You manage them by what I like to call, you embrace them, whether it's pain, whatever, and you investigate, what is this? What are my thoughts? You were getting at, what was I thinking? What was my belief system that's causing these automatic negative thoughts? Or, oh, I'm cynical. Well, that's telling you need more faith. You need more faith. So we just look at it like we're cynical and we're always going to be that way and we're useless because mindfulness is too much insight, not enough faith. And then sometimes we have too much faith where you're talking to somebody and they're not realistic. Everything they're saying is not verified. You get what I'm saying? So we could even say, we can use today, like, okay, I won the election. Well, okay, verify it. It's polyandrous. It's not real. And we do it all the time. Oh, yeah, well, they must have been this. No, it's investigate, see if it's true. That's what this is about. Investigate. So you got anger, you got fear, you got frustration. Great. Are you reacting to it, or are you responding to it? Because it's telling you that you're seeing things in a certain way, or you have attachments, or there's something's not right because you're angry because somebody disrespected you. You need to know that because a part of us is not honoring that. And then because we ignore it, we're kind of saying we don't matter. You feel me? You get what I'm saying, Amy? So it's like, but it's all having the right view. You have the wrong view, which is you're coming from fear or coming from fight, flight, or freeze, the sympathetic nervous system, not seeing the whole thing. Yes, this is true, and I could generate hope, or there's a way out. Great. That was me. I was like, oh my goodness. But once my friend said, hey man, there's a way out of this. Okay, okay. Let's go. Let me check it out, see if it's true. So emotional life, our heart, that's what we're talking about. Sometimes it has to break open. And sometimes, we need to see that when we have emotions, we don't just have them, we identify with them. And they're just passing. This woman that wrote the book, My Stroke of Genius, she was saying it takes about 90 seconds for an emotion to process through. That's why we talk about bare awareness. Okay, I have the emotion, I'm talking to you, I can feel it in my chest. It's tight. Now I can call it fear, I can call it anger, or whatever it is, anxiety. But all that is necessary is for me to notice, oh, it's just this sensation of this tightness, and I can breathe with it and allow it to, just like the bell, to rise and fade away. But if I make space for it, then I'm going to heal. It's like stop, rest, and heal. Then we can heal from it, just letting it be there and not having to do anything with it, but just let it be. You get what I'm saying? But I know it's a process, but you figure it out because everybody has to figure out for themselves. Amy has to find out her way of doing it. I'll give you a teaching, but now you got to understand, okay, so maybe I have to look at my beliefs. So I don't know what my beliefs are, but because um behaving a certain way, then I have to work backwards. According to how I'm behaving, the belief had to have been this. You understand? Or we call them hindrances. It had to be the hindrance. And that hindrance hinders our ability to be present and to see clearly. So whatever the hindrance is, and right effort we use to release it. So you get hung up in the story. I get hung up in the story. In actuality, I just got to know, oh, there's anger in my mind. There's anger present. And how do I relate the anger in a way that I get purified, or I'm not reacting to it. I'm just noticing it. Then how do I want to deal with it? And sometimes you want to feel the anger and use the anger energy of the anger to tell somebody, you can't do this, you can't disrespect me or whatever. But can you mean what you say without being mean when you say it? And we come up with the right speech so they can probably hear you rather than, making them wrong, even though they are wrong. But it's something about making them wrong and making myself wrong, or vice versa. You get what I'm saying? So it's really more about how do I handle the heart with care, with compassion, with affinity. That's what it comes down to. And I have to do that for myself. And then when I can do that for myself, now when Susie has it, okay, I can speak to Susie from my experience, strength, and hope. And even if I haven't gotten through it, I know, okay, this is a hindrance, and it's going to prevent you from being present or prevent you from seeing clearly. So we abandon. How do you abandon the hindrance? And that's the work of right effort. It has arisen. How do you abandon it? And then once you abandon it, how do you prevent it from arising in the first place? And then when you start getting into the teaching, you realize all of the suffering arises at one of the sense doors. Comes through one of the senses, through thought, through the eyes, ears, and nose, mouth. Sensation is going to come through, and if we can just catch it when it comes through, it makes all the difference in the world. I'll give you an example. When I was teaching in prison, there's one prison, and it was a prison where, because of Willie Horton, you heard of Willie Horton, they had all these guys that were in there for life. They were never getting out. And we'd be meditating, and the intercom would come on, and it would be a correction officer. That's what they call them, correction officers. His voice would be on the intercom. So-and-so go to the dispensary or whatever. And so I had inmates just sitting there, and they hear dude's voice, and they hate dude. And not only do I hate him, but he's messing up my meditation. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, that mofo, I can't stand. And then you off to the races, right, with the anger. And so when he talked to me about it, I said, dude, I got a quick fix for you. Just notice that every time the intercom comes on, it's the mindfulness bell. Just be mindful. Just be with your breath, and just keep it at just contact. Okay, there's a sound. There's my ears working, and then consciousness goes out. Can I just keep it at hearing? Just, okay, it's a sound. Or mindfulness, be mindful. Okay, just breathing in and out. Okay, I got this anger, my jaws are tight, breathing out, and just notice, okay. Then I start to get to the point where I'm not reacting to the anger. I'm just noticing it coming up. But if I can just catch it, and of course I'm not going to catch it for the first 1,000 times, probably. But at some point, I'm going to catch it. The mindfulness is going to be quick enough to be able to notice, oh, I'm just hearing. Just hearing. It's a sound. You get what I'm saying? So this is the power of this practice, but we have to study and we have to understand how to. So what you're going through, I guarantee that we all go through it, and the people you are teaching are going through it. So when you master it, or when you understand it, even if you don't really, it can do it all the time. There'll be sometimes you can do it, and then as you evolve, there'll be times when you can do it more or catch it quicker, or there'll be some sign of progress. Because I like to use the definition of success as a progressive realization of a worthy goal. So you don't have to wait till you can do it before you have it. You can celebrate, okay, well, I caught that quicker. And then when you see that, now your confidence grows, and the cynicism will will abate, because now you have proof positive. So it's not something that you heard or thought about. It's a direct experience or intuition. You intuit it and you have a direct experience of it, which makes it powerful. And that's the whole goal, is can you have a direct experience of the teaching, so you know you have a conviction about it. You have confidence, but you also have trust, but you have conviction because you have the experience of it and it works. And then that will grow. You get what I'm saying? So it's a matter of you having the right view. If you're coming from fear or desire, and we have this spiritual greed, we all have it, right? If we understand it, if we can get into this just clear seeing, or coming from a place of the opposite of greed, generosity, compassion. Oh, this is going to help me with my students. That's how I wrote the book. When I could think about helping other people, it's easier for me. Now, I don't know how it works for you, but say, oh, I'm going to do this because it's going to help me help other people. It makes it easier, but you'll figure that out. It's what we call skillful means, and you'll start to figure out how you need to relate to your experience in a way where there's an openness to it. There's a willingness to just investigate and see what's here. But can you see, just by you changing how you see it, everything changes. That's why we start off with right view. Right view, then you're going to have right intention, you're going to have right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right concentration, right mindfulness. And so this is too damn simple. It took me decades to figure this out.